Grace be on you, Pastor Yardley Wendell Griffin Jr., lead pastor of Destiny the Experience Church here in the city of Sacramento. I'm excited that you pressed or clicked play to watch us. Do me a favor, hang out with us for a little while, enjoy this worship, hear what God has to say to you, and I'll be back at the end to share a few things with you. God bless you. God keep you. Peace. Hey friends, what's going on? Listen, I'm in a unique space right now. Why? Because I'm crammed in what was supposed to be my office. We are in a location for our church that's it's a temporary location. We've done our best to make it as comfortable as possible and try to be a blessing and be sure our ministry is blessed. And so, but I want to make comfortable, but be sure that we knew it was still temporary. We didn't want to get too comfortable, but I had a little office space that was supposed to be my office, but some way, some shape, and form, it's not an office anymore. It became, as it were, some type of storage closet where you get things that you really don't need or want, and instead of throwing them away, you just store them. Or like me, we were cleaning out our storage when we were coming over here, getting things out of our storage to bring over and grab some things that we thought we needed and we didn't need them. And so instead of throwing them away or taking them back to the other storage, we just brought them in, or we just brought them in here. And we have a Christmas tree right here. We have boxes all over. We have hand sanitizer machines. We have all kind of things in here, stuff that shouldn't be here. We were just chairs in here, things that we really don't need. But instead of taking to the storage, we left them right here in this room that's supposed to be a working space for me, but I've just left it for this. And what I did is that I tried to, going back to the fact that I said I want this to be a temporary space for our church. One of the things that I wanted to be as comfortable as possible, but keep it temporary. How I tricked myself was that even though I don't like the clutter, to get around cleaning it out, I'll say, well, I don't need an office because if I have one, I don't want to be comfortable. And so I'll let this stay cluttered. Even though I hate the clutter, I'll let it stay cluttered. And then I'll use as my reasoning, because I want this space to remain temporary. So I don't need an office. I don't need to be comfortable, even though knowing I need a space to do what I need to do. And I need the freedom and things of that sort. One of my favorite scriptures that I like to quote all the time is, forgetting those things which are behind me, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling, forgetting the clutter, forgetting the past, forgetting my sin, forgetting where I came from, forgetting those things that hurt me, forgetting those things that had me bound, forgetting those things that kept me in trespass and transgression, forgetting all the things that I act like that I'm okay with, but I'm really not okay with. The only way I could press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling is if I forget those things which should be behind me. Not just forget them, but throw them in the sea of forgetfulness, get rid of them, throw them away, don't have them around me anymore. Just do away with those things so I can press forward, because I can't really press forward until I get rid of those things. Growing up, I had low self-esteem. I wasn't the strongest person with self-esteem in the world for several reasons, and I had several fears, and one of my fears was that people wouldn't really believe in me. And based upon what I did in terms of being in church, and because my gifts seemed to be natural, and no one really saw them being worked on, the time spent with the Lord working on them, and the time spent learning how to do certain things and working and reading and studying, it seemed like I just got stuff. And for some people, I appeared to be that Joseph. Joseph had the coat of many colors. They thought I was Joseph, and I had a coat of many colors. But truth is, behind closed doors at the house, I was just really one of the other brothers. Nobody had the coat. If you ask Isaac and Christopher, it was just three brothers in the house, and it was what it was. And but it appeared like I was something special because I had natural giftings and abilities, and because my ability was church. my natural ability was ministry, and others had other abilities in other areas, but my giftings came in terms of ministry. And so it appeared as if like things were given to me and were just thrown at me. And so I had some esteem issues with it because I knew people didn't really believe in me and didn't really take what I did seriously. And I grew up with those esteem issues, and I grew up with those problems, and I grew up with those frustrations, and I grew up with them. But as I got older, and as I did my record and things like that, and that became successful. I number 9 on the Billboard charts, right under worldwide gospel Billboard charts. Kirk Franklin right under me, right above me in January 2016. Right there, Yardley Griffin was number 9 on Billboard. Now, I don't know anybody personally like that, but Yardley Griffin, preaching and singing and leading and helping people, and had a band called Radio, and we sang everywhere and made really good money. Sang in the band Hip Service, and we sang everywhere and we made good money. People were calling me to sing, and I did weddings and funerals and church services and backyard parties and big corporate affairs, and the governor and the mayor and Miss Black Sacramento, Mr. Black Sacramento, SAC Hub Choice Award winner, all these things. Black Music Month, June is Black Music Month. June Black Music Month award recipient, and the fairs, and doing everything. But my fear was that people really wouldn't believe what I did and took me really seriously. But as I got older and I kept going, I just kind of forgot, and I just kind of pushed it to the back and act like it wasn't there. And I was preaching more, and then had a little tiff with my dad, but then we came back together. And fathers don't provoke your sons to wrath, and so he provoked me and I provoked back, and then we unprovoked each other. We came back together, and then we became the bestest of friends, and we talked all the time. But I still had those things, but I kept pushing them further and further to the back, as if they were not there, as if those insecurities weren't there. And I pushed and I did more. And then my baby girl, Maila, I took solace in her, and I found out I didn't like what I wanted to eat. And I discovered what I really liked to eat. And I discovered who I really was. And I put away who I wasn't. And I discovered who I was. But those things were still tucked deep down the inside of me, those insecurities. And then my daddy said, no, I've left you to the side for too long, and so I want you to pastor with me, and then I want you to take over the church, and you're going to be the next pastor of the church. I'll call you executive pastor, but truth is, you're going to be the next pastor of the church. And then what we're going to do, I'm just going to drop the executive pastor, not me, but my dad. I'm just going to drop the executive pastor altogether. I'm just not going to say nothing, but I'm just going to start telling everybody, you are the pastor, because you are the up-and-coming pastor. You are the rising pastor. You are the pastor. You my pastor. You're the pastor of this church. And so I pushed those things behind me, and I started pastoring. And then y'all know in 2019, my daddy went home to be with the Lord. He was received by Jesus on July 31st, 2019. And I took the load by myself. We had to recover. We had to start all over again, start fresh. We had to leave where we were, and the hurt of some people saying that I broke the church and I messed the church up, and knowing it really wasn't my fault. But I left it where it was, and I didn't complain. We just picked it up, even though it hurt. We picked up and we started fresh, and we had to disband and throw everything away and start all over again. And we got a fresh name and a fresh vision and fresh mission, and things were going right. And then COVID hit, and we kept progressing through COVID, and it was good. And then we had nowhere to go because we had no building. But then the Lord, but my friend Pastor Jaron Heim was so kind and said, Griffin, man, I got a space I'm not using. Can you come sleep on? You can come sleep on my couch for a little while. So I said, of course. And so I was excited about coming here and being here and doing this, and everything was going well. But I still had those insecurities tucked under. But because they weren't in my face, I didn't have to deal with them because I was the pastor now, and I thought people believed in me because I was a pastor now, and I put so many things behind me, and my past and my frustrations and things that I used to do and who I was. I began to over the last 5 or 10 years, I began to put those things behind me, and I began to show something different and try to prove myself that I was worthy of the call and worthy of the title and worthy of who I really am. And I pushed it behind me, and I pushed it to the side, and I left it, and I got rid of it. I threw it away, and so we're here, and things are going well, and everything's looking good, and we had our consecration worship back in April, and everything is well, and we reignited our prophetic moment, apostolic moment, and God showed himself strong, and our numbers have been good. I know it's summer times here, but our numbers have been good. We just had our first Super Saturday service, and y'all, you got to believe, I didn't know anybody was going to show up, and people showed up to the Super Saturday service. Y'all have no idea how excited I was, because I didn't know if anybody was going to come to the Super Saturday service. And people showed up and we shouted, and I preached better on Super Saturday than I even did on Sunday. Than Sunday, we had a great time in the Lord, and I preached hard. I preached hard on Saturday. I preached hard on Sunday. We sang. Our worship leader Kevin is amazing, and everything is great. The people are understanding the vision and the mission, and we're having our leaders situation coming up on Saturday, and it's just amazing, and everything's going good. I mean, everything's not perfect, but we have to get back to the place where our finances are going stronger, because we can't have low months, because we can't stay here forever, because we got to keep going. But I know what God said to me. I know what God said to us. 40 families, we're praying for that this year alone. Yeah, we already got 5, and now we need 35 more. God's doing it for us. We already had another service. Now I believe we're going to have to go to 2 or 3 more services. God's doing it for us. Come see. God's doing it for us. And on Sunday, I had a situation that knocked me all the way back to when I was 15, and I didn't think people would believe in me. Knocked me all the way back to when I was doing things, and I felt that people thought I was just getting stuff, not because of the work I put in, but because I was just getting stuff because I was my daddy's son. Nobody saw what I was doing, but they just felt I was getting stuff, and a situation happened that pushed me all the way back. Made me feel like nobody really believed in me, no matter how much I tried to promote and believe in people. That always call me by my past. And you never know who's saying what, and sometimes people who don't even know you, they'll say things about you based on what other people have said about you. And knocked me all the way back to when I was 14 and 13 and 15 and 16, when I didn't believe in myself. And I realized that Monday morning, after I got knocked all the way back on Sunday, something that really wasn't even my fault. I practice leaving people alone, not bothering people. I practice not being in people's personal business. I practice. I really do. I practice. I try. But it knocked me all the way back to those moments. And I realized that I really hadn't gotten rid of my past. I just stored it away. And then the parts I thought I could use, and when I found out that they were no longer useful to me, I didn't throw them away. I just moved them to my new location. And I'm hollering, forgetting those things that are behind me, press. I'm preaching it, I'm believing, I'm saying I'm not there anymore. But I got uncovered to myself that the things, the hurts, the past, the emotional traumas, the fact that I didn't think people would believe in me, the thought that I was by myself, the thought that what about me? The emotional and the trauma and the traumatic experiences and the stress and all those things I thought I had put behind me, they came back. I found myself sitting in a room in a little chair as a little boy. And now all of my traumas had become junk. Everything I didn't get rid of was locked up in one room, locked up in one space. And I'm preaching for getting those things dropped behind me. I press. But I was wondering why I couldn't get through it all. Why I couldn't make it. Because I really hadn't gotten rid of it. I really hadn't forgot it. I just put all my traumas in another room. I really hadn't moved on from it. I had put all my traumas in another room. And when I was presented with the moment of people not believing in me and people thinking things about me that weren't true, people saying I said things I didn't say, people saying I felt ways I didn't feel, people saying I was a certain way, and people saying that I'm not good enough, basically. After I'm doing my best to try to help, and I think I am, at least I thought I was doing my best to try to help and leave people alone. I didn't ask anybody for anything, and here it is. I'm just trying to build my church and regain the confidence of a ministry that was hurt and broken. And I think we're almost there now. I love my church so much, and I know my church loves me. We are partners together. But I thought I had moved past it, and I found myself a little boy in a little preschool chair with all those things, with all those fears that used to have me bound. And the truth is, it wasn't a used to. They still had me bound. I just learned the art of acting like they were not there. I learned the art of acting like that my emotional trauma wasn't there. I learned the art of acting like that my passivity wasn't there. I learned the art of acting like the fact of the things were, because I don't want to disappoint people, that it wasn't there. I learned the art instead of admitting how I really felt. I just won't say anything because I don't want people to be mad at me. I want people to believe in me. I want people to see that I am good enough. I want people to see that I am smart. I am knowledgeable, even though I was called illogical. I want people to see. I thought it was gone, but the truth is I just put it in a little room. And when confronted with something that really doesn't even matter, it's really not a big deal. But when confronted with something that really has no bearings on my life, doesn't change my preaching, doesn't change my singing, doesn't change how I lead, doesn't change my profession. But when confronted with the thought that somebody doesn't believe in me, that I did nothing to, but I just thought I was trying to help them, didn't cuss, didn't raise my voice. When confronted with it, I realized that I was a little boy still stuck in my past. I was a little boy still stuck in my hurt. I was a little boy still seeking my Father's approval. My Father's in heaven with Jesus. I was a little boy still seeking the approval of persons that were never going to prove or approve me. I was seeking the approval of people who didn't like me and weren't going to like me and didn't care about me. And I was overlooking the fact that even though I preach God plus one is the majority, because I haven't forgotten my past for real, that my past sucks my belief away from me. Because whenever I'm confronted, now I know, with the thought that I'm looked at the way I was looked at when I was younger, I go right back to nobody. Does anybody really like me? And so I found myself in my mind in the room, and then I thought about down here. I found myself in a room with a board in here that needs to be fixed. Just haven't taken to the shop. With TV stands in here that a TV can go on, but there's no other TV, so why is it still here? With boxes and with a box that the board came in, and our new board came in, our new soundboard came in, and I don't even need that box anymore. But the box is right here. We could have thrown it away, but I even asked Deacon Clemmy to throw it away. With ring lights that I could give to people because we don't need them anymore because now the Lord has blessed us. With cones that go outside. With hands, have put together hand sanitizer machines. With coffee cup tops. With my birthday, for my birthday, my wife was so kind to get the number for my birthday, and 43, she was so kind and gave, my wife, I don't know who did it. Oh yeah, my wife, and did this for me, and it's in here. It should go in the trash, and it's right in here with paint things for the kids. And I got some shoes. So I got a pair of shoes right there. I got a Swiffer sweeper with the Christmas tree. With hand sanitizers and boxes and just empty boxes and full boxes and all kind of stuff in here, and mops and bags and balloons. And I discovered I was all wrapped up and tied up and messed up because I really didn't forget those things which are behind me. I honestly didn't forget them. I just put them in a little room. Actually, I took them to storage, and then I thought I could use some of my dysfunction. So I brought it over here with me, saying this is a fresh start. I brought it over here with me. And then when I couldn't use it, because it is a fresh start, instead of throwing it away, I just put it in the room behind the closed door. But it was never gone. It was just in the room behind the closed door. Matthew, Jesus says, he looked at them and said, with man, things can be impossible. But with God, all things are possible. So it's not impossible for me or you to get over or work through our past. But it's impossible if I keep relying on myself. I have to rely on God and not on my own strength. Because my own strength takes me right back to this little chair and all this mess. But with God, all things are possible. I'm going to not pray about it, not talk about it, not sing about it. I'm going to get up and clean this room out. Get rid of all this stuff. Nobody even knows it's here. So why are we keeping it? Nobody even knows my traumas are there. They're not useful. So why not work every single day to get rid of them? So I'm not even going to go through these bags. I'm just going to throw the stuff away. I'm not going to go through my traumas and find out. I'm just going to work on getting rid of them every single day. Forgetting those things that are behind me, I press for the mark, to the mark, for the prize of the high calling. I hope you heard something that blessed you. I was blessed because I know I can be trauma-free. I know I can be emotionally stress-free if I decide to clean this out. So I'm not going to pray about it. I'm just going to clean it out. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I got some work to do. Thank you for joining us and hanging out with us today. It's been my pleasure to share God's word with you. If you're blessed today and you say, Pastor, I was so blessed, I want to become part and I want to know more about the church, email us at destinytheexperiencechurch@gmail.com. If you're saying, Pastor, I want to sow a seed at our Cashapp, $EnCounterPartner. The Experience Church will pop up, $EnCounterPartner right there. And if you're in the area and you want to come and worship with us, we have worship every Sunday at 10:30 at 9261 Folsom Boulevard. We have worship on the first Saturday of every month at 12 noon, right here, 9261 Folsom Boulevard. We have Bible study online at 12 noon, where you can find us on Facebook at Destiny Church or here on YouTube, or you can also come out on Wednesday evenings for Bible study at 7 p.m., 9261 Folsom Boulevard. All roads lead to D-Tech Destiny Church, and I want you to be a part of us. I want you to come hang out with us. I want you to get to know us. We want to get to know you, okay? God bless you. God keep you. Peace.